And now, here's the breakdown with Justin Hunte.
What up, Jess?
Jude, how you feeling?
I'm feeling fucking awesome. Feeling great. You got a couple you got some wild stories today.
A couple wild stories, man. We have a wild trend that's taking over hip hop, and it falls along a generational lines, of course. Last week, Lil Xan. Are you familiar with Lil Xan? We've talked about him.
He did that one song that everyone likes. What's the song? Rack City? No. What's this song?
Lil Xan is one of the hottest new artists out now. Stack Quo's artist. He basically is his new track right now that's blowing up. But he's got a lot of joints out. You know, there's a lot.
What was the main one though? The Gang something or?
No, that's Gucci Gang is what you're thinking of. But that's not Lil Xan. Gucci Gang is Lil Pump.
Man, I'm really not even trying to clown, dog. I'm really not even. All right, so which one is Lil Xan? Is Lil Xan the one with Anne Frank on his face?
No, that's Lil and Xan Frank. That's Xan Frank. Now, Xan Frank used to be Lil Xan's producer, DJ. They fell out, though.
And now they're not friends no more, and he's Xan Frank.
Yeah, this is Lil Xan right here. It's vibe music. It's vibe music.
I'm not mad at that.
So he's blowing up right now. Popular artist. He did a segment on Revolt TV called Clout 9. Now, this is where they rate things on a clout scale. And on the clout scale, they asked Tupac, where's Tupac rank on a clout scale? He gave Tupac a 2 on the clout scale.
9 being the highest.
9 being the highest. And said that Pac is boring. Right.
Who does he like to listen to?
He listens to younger artists.
Right.
I mean, and, you know, the clip that came out that went viral, that was the piece that they highlighted.
Yeah.
From that interview. Waka Flocka came out after that, said Lil Xan is banned for dissing Tupac. But what we have now is a trend almost of young artists.
He wasn't the first one. There was a cat from Long Beach that actually could spit. That was like.
Well, there's a few cats. I mean, OG 03 Greedo had a big paragraph about that recently. We had Lil Yachty.
So he can't name 5 Tupac songs.
Exactly. You have XX Tentacion. He did a whole rant online, said that he's better than Tupac.
So did Kodak Black, I see here.
Kodak Black. Joey Badass, he actually said he's better than Tupac as well, but from a technical, lyrical standpoint, he wasn't necessarily looking at, Pac's legacy and contribution.
Here's a tough thing to, like, it's easy to fucking stand on the shoulders of giants and say how much better you are than them. It's like ball players and shit like that. Like, you didn't think they'd do the crossover, and someone else did the crossover, and then you copied them and moved it forward.
I mean, look, I definitely understand a generation gap. I do.
Yeah.
There's certain things that go a little far. Now, here's what 03 Greedo said. This is one of the most anticipated artists coming out of L.A. right now. He said Pac sucks. He called him a bitch-ass nigga. Said, do they need a nigga who can really rap to tell you Tupac sucks? Any type of East Coast, West Coast beef, cats from the East Coast, he's delusional. Pac's a great actor. Part of his music shit was acting. But I go to court on Friday. I got a whole metal leg. I'm really from the projects. I really got my hood on my face. My first major project is called The Wolf of Grape Street, the gang I'm from. Lil Xan didn't say anything wrong. Pac was a bitch-ass nigga.
To be fair to Pac, let's see. He was locked up. He was in jail, shot up, born in a prison. Like, what? Shot twice?
What?
Like, what else do you need?
Exactly.
Like, what else do you need?
He got shot 5 times. He took it and laughed.
Yeah.
Then he got shot again.
And he shot out with the cops. Then he had to shoot out with the cops.
Like, just on low level perception. I don't think there's anything bitch ass about that series of events. Now,
what do you need to do? Like, what do you fucking need to do?
Did he need face tats?
Just fight a gorilla or some shit? Like, what do you, like?
Maybe Pac needed to have face tats. Would have changed everything.
Or because he wasn't gang affiliated or some shit like that?
Perhaps. I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, this is where I think it's interesting, right? Because I understand the generation gap. Again, I can understand saying, hey, if I really go back and listen to old school rap or even some of the first rappers, you have to be able to think about them being great at that time because they don't sound that great now anymore just because of evolution. That's just how stuff happens.
Yes.
But really getting at attacking people's,
do you think he's just
credit.
I mean, do you think he's just kind of doing that to get us to talk about him? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what's been working for rappers the last couple years, is just trolling.
That's the other side of it. Now, is it now that cool to just come out and just throw shots at Pac or throw shots at any legend? Is it that newsworthy now? And is there a responsibility that the media needs to have in terms of writing stories about this kind of stuff? Because it goes viral every time, and you are going to inflame a whole generation of old heads or cats who came from the 90s or even early 2000s who really revere and respect these artists.
I love Pac. He's one of my favorite MCs. That being said, I'm not like a 15-year-old. I'm like, I listened to him in context. I understood what he meant at the moment, and I saw the effect he had on other rappers and how he helped shape their style. Like, I understand all of that. A lot of these people, they don't have this context, and they're just saying their point of view. Like, I'm not even mad at a fucking young kid for not liking Pac. I don't like half of y'all music either. It is generational.
I think there's a line between not liking the music and really attacking somebody's character without knowing something about him. And I think that's where 03 Greedo falls on this. Like, literally what you're saying is, here's his quote again. He says, I go to court on Friday. I got a whole metal leg. I really from the projects. I really got my hood on my face. My first major project is The Wolf of Grape Street. Tupac was a bitch ass nigga.
I think he could find other rappers to shit on way easier than Pac. You know what I mean? Like,
for a number of reasons.
Yeah, but look, Pac. There's a reason why these cats are going after Pac, is because you got people like myself who I have a radio show, and I'm like, Face and Pac are like my two favorites, and then M and Rakim and shit like that. Like, look at all these all these rappers would have been like, they're fucking old as shit compared to these guys.
I think trolling's gone too far, man. I really do. I think that once again, like,
the only way to get rid of trolling is us not fucking cover it. Like, the fact that we're covering it. This is a story. I've never mentioned 03 Greedo's name ever. And we've done 5 minutes on the fucking dude. Like, if you want to stop trolling, we have to, as media outlets, have to stop covering trolling.
And maybe stop asking these young kids what they think about Pac, right? Because that's what happened to Lil Yachty. He was asked by Ebro what he thought about the old rappers. Turned out he didn't like them and he doesn't like freestyle, and that became a whole thing. This is Clout 9. This is Revolt. They asked, where does Pac fall in the Clout scale? Lil Xan is the one that said, hey, in my world, Pac is a 2. All that's fine. But going the extra route to really just assassinate a legendary character, that's extra to me.
I wonder if any of like the older cats that Greedo is around is gonna say something to him. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you look here, young buck. Like,
would you say something to him?
I don't know if I was. I don't know. What am I gonna do? Hey, Pac was a nice guy.
I'm saying, but let's say if you had like an artist that you're working with or something like that.
I would say keep saying their shit, because you got these motherfuckers talking about it. Look, all press is good press. Now people here, play me some of 03 Greedo's shit. Now we get to, he is rewarded. We are right now we are rewarding him for fucking shitting on one of my favorite rappers.
So is this just a cycle of the outrage machine?
Yes. And look, if I felt like this isn't the number one tactic that I would do, but like Trump and Ball, you know what I mean? Like
Ball brothers, they got it.
This is like it is it's been proven to be effective.
I definitely don't think Pac is beyond criticism. I definitely don't think he has the best catalog of music, for example. I definitely think his last two albums, All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli, are significantly greater than anything he put out before.
See, I love Me Against the World. I fucking love Me Against the World.
That's your joint. You talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think
emotional depth.
I don't think Tupacalypse Now was that great. I don't think Strictly for My Niggas was that great. I don't think that these artists are above critique. But man,
it was really good for its time though. That's the thing. Like a lot, like during like Strictly and all that came out during like kind of like the New Jack Swing era. You can hear a bit of that in the production and in the way that he's rapping. So it's like for his time, like that was a necessary step in the progression of hip hop.
I definitely think they had some joints on it. Don't get me wrong. I definitely think there's some joints on those projects.
When my homies calling and shit, come on.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. 888-742-3345. Mel Blunt, go ahead. Mel.
I'm here. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
It's a publicity stunt, man. It's a publicity stunt. It's rebellion from the younger generation, and it's a defense mechanism. Because everybody comes down on their bullshit music, and it's not because it's young. We don't dislike most of the shit because they're young, because they're not raising the bar. And what the media and a lot of people that cover hip-hop is doing is assimilating, trying to find something good in the bullshit. And they came up with definitions like, oh, he has intangibles. What the fuck is intangibles, man? That means you don't have skills, man. And so this is my thing. How you going to go at Pac with his range? He had the street shit. He had the political shit. He had the social shit, the consciousness, and the party shit. So it's like, of all dudes to go at,
he was a rangy motherfucker.
Imitate this tat shit because of Pac. You know, you imitating the dude, you imitating his image, but it's publicity stunt, man. You know,
he's been gone for so long, and he's so far gone that they don't even realize that they're biting somebody that bit him, someone that bit him. Like that's how fucking familiarity breeds contempt. And like I think Pac is just such a integral part of hip hop that these young cats don't really appreciate him. And I'm not even mad at that.
What?
Like I'm not like whatever, dude. Say what you want to say.
It's safe because he can't retaliate, Jude. If you go at somebody else from that generation that's alive, go at Nas, go at Jay, they're gonna get heated up. They're gonna get fried. They go at the dudes that can't respond. You going at a dead dude, right? How the hell could he respond to that?
That's a really good point. The fact that you are going after a fucking dead person. Let's go to James.
No retaliation.
Let's go to James. Go ahead, man. James in Minnesota.
How you doing?
Go ahead.
How you doing, brother?
Go ahead, man.
I like to make my. I wasn't a fan of Pac, but I tell you what, Pac was a conscious brother. You know what I mean? These brothers that's rapping now, they ain't selling nothing but drugs and tight jeans and homosexual activity. So how you gonna go with a man who was about conscious uplifting their race?
You say homosexual activity?
To these brothers, man.
You say homosexual activity? I wasn't sure if I heard you right.
He did.
Yeah, I said that. I said homosexual activity. I don't have facts, but look at them. Come on, man. Pants off your ass, tight jeans, and you rapping about what? Mollies and popping pills? Come on. Pop, Biggie, all them brothers was rapping about conscious awareness, man, that's going on in the community. They not doing that, and this is what the media want. They want to put these brothers out like that so they can kill the soul that's in the community that these brothers in the past have built. You know what I mean? When them brothers was rapping in the past, they was rapping about police brutality, education, lack of education in the community, lack of jobs, you know what I mean? All this. What they rapping about now?
He's got a good point.
They rapping over a good-ass beat, talking about Mollies and all this other goofy-ass shit. That ain't rap.
I remember like Rakim. Okay, bro. I remember like Rakim, Eric B. and Rakim, like Follow the Leader was a lead single, and he's saying some real like thought-provoking things. Like that was just a lead single. You just are not gonna get that. And if you do get that, it will be labeled as that. It will be labeled as like this is conscious rap. Back then it was just fucking rap. It was just Eric B. and Rakim. Like it wasn't like it didn't need to be labeled that because there wasn't so much dumb shit out.
It's really what rap was then. It hadn't evolved to just marketing.
A Lee.
Yeah, man, quick question, man. I just want to know if these cats that's talking about a dead man, if they have outsold him or reached his level of success or plateau. All these people asking these questions about who's good or not. You know, that's what I want to know. Have they outsold him and got to his level?
No, not many people have outsold Tupac. He's got. Look,
I think
man,
only one person's outsold Tupac. I think Eminem's the only one
yeah,
who's
like
outsold Tupac.
that. Like, yo, look, you can say whatever you want about Tupac, but the numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
And if that's what most of these cats are all about, right? Money, right? That's what it's come down to.
Exactly.
That's what I hear all these little fucking kids talking about. It's not even about the art no more. It's about money, and he outsold you.
They selling a drug culture, just like homie was saying right before. I mean, that's what they selling. They selling a drug culture and colored hair, tight jeans, and weirdo activities.
Look, and I'm not one to say that the amount of records sold means how good you are as an artist. They're saying that, and he's beating you.
Exactly.
Your own flawed logic, Pac is winning.
Yeah.
Pac was shot 5 times.
I guess you got to get whacked like Pac to sell records. So I guess they need to get as whacked as Pac to sell as many records as him. Stop talking.
I mean, this is extra level trolling here, though, man. He's calling him a bitch ass, and Pac was shot 5 times and survived.
Yeah, look, yeah, and he was on. Look, I don't know if he's the toughest guy ever. I don't know if he was like fucking, like. It's.
The bitch ass. Come on, son.
I know, dude.
What are we talking about?
He got he's got a new album coming out, and we're talking about him.
I do think that like Joey Badass is someone who has been critical of Pac, and I do think there can be a debate on whether Joey Badass is lyrically better than Pac, diverse style wise, technically. I can see a debate there. That's different.
Look, man, the problem with these debates is it's like. It's 2 different generations, man. You can't. Whatever skills Joey Badass has, he can't help but be attributed to the people that came before him. They came up with rhyme patterns before him. So yeah, okay, yeah, you're great. But would you be this good if not for the people that came before you? So that's that's my only fucking knock on these young cats. Like, you can't compare yourself to somebody that like is.
See,
do you like Joey Badass better? Is Joey Badass better than Pac to you?
I don't think Joey Badass has accomplished as much as Pac has. I definitely think that Pac is greater than Joey Badass. I do think that Pac, from a technical standpoint, from a flow style standpoint, we didn't get to see the evolution where I think he would have gone versus where a lot of these cats start now. So I do think that
the biggest knock on Pac is a Hennessy. Like, they're always saying all he says is Hennessy, memory.
But that was his style, though.
I like that shit.
That was his style, though. I like that. But no, I'm not saying, but no, Joey Badass isn't better than Pac. But what I mean is, here's the problem I have with what you're saying, right? It's like saying, okay, because other stuff existed beforehand and everything that comes after it gets an asterisk. That to me is an unfair comparison. It's like saying, like, oh, the best car is the Model T, whatever the first car was, because it was the first one. It might have been the most innovative. I'm sure it had a lot of flaws.
I give more points for innovation than you do. That's just it. That's where me and you. That's a lot of times that's where we disagree. Is I give more points for innovation than you do. Like, I just find I think it's harder to be innovative. It's harder to come up with a new idea. It's easier to fucking copy off of somebody else's shit and then make it a little bit better.
I agree with you on that, and I don't think that. Well, I put a lot of weight on innovation as well. I don't think that just because I do think there's cats out now who are innovative. That's the difference that I see. I don't think you think anybody's innovative anymore. I think innovation with you stops at Pac and Scarface.
I just stopped listening. I just don't give a fuck anymore.
But generally speaking, though, right? You talk about emotional depth. You talk about, killing yourself at the end of the record. You talk about telling real tales and real stories. These things that have, been you are the foundation of every artist now. You talk about those primarily, and you talk about Face, and you talk about Tupac the most as those examples. So it's difficult to innovate past emotional depth. Eminem's another one you talk about quite a bit. There's another one. It's just difficult to evolve past being honest on a record. But that to me isn't something that's necessarily as much as skills based as it is something that's an honesty basis or an openness basis.
And to me, like, openness there's artistry in that. Let's go to DJ in Southside Queens. DJ.
Yo, my nigga, let's keep it a buck. I'm 28 years old, my nigga. all these young niggas, they looking for publicity stunts. They need to stop going to these outlets and saying fuck Tupac, because at the end of the day, they don't realize that the media is setting these young boys up. They know how to get clickbait. Oh, you like Tupac? Nah, that shit is boring. All these niggas gotta stop doing that shit. Like, for real. Like, at the end of the day, I'm to the point where it's like, fuck these niggas. I'm a fan of Tupac. I'm a fan of Biggie. So at the end of the day, whoever say fuck Tupac, it don't affect me because I'm a fan of Tupac at the end of the day. Like, Tupac got mad shit, like mad music. I got a whole playlist on my phone of all Tupac. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, a lot of these niggas right now is like appropriating a culture. And they feel like it's a trend to say fuck Tupac, fuck Biggie. But like Justin said, they wouldn't say fuck a Jay-Z, they wouldn't say fuck a Nas, and they wouldn't say fuck KRS-One. Because they know that the minute they say fuck Jay-Z, Jay-Z might respond or he might not respond. But if you come at Nas or if you come at KRS-One, it ain't going to be no me. It ain't going to be no I might do it. It's going to be a probably. So they got to stop coming at these niggas like it's cool, because that shit's not cool. That's the problem. Like, it's too much of trendy shit going on. Oh, it's cool to say fuck Tupac. It's cool to say fuck this person. That shit's not cool. Point blank, period. Like, fuck all these niggas. Fuck Lil Xan. Fuck Lil Yachty. All these fuck boys.
All right. Hey, look, I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I don't expect these young rappers to listen to you know, you don't have to be an expert on rap, but there is a certain level of respect that I think one should have for the people that came and paved the way for you, help you be able to make the money that you are making off of this. Like, these are things that one should consider before opening their mouth, and it's like this is just the hubris of youth, and mixed with some trolling.
And I would also like, you know, the definition of bitch ass to really have some context around it. I don't think Pac is the one that you want to say bitch ass about.
Dave thinks Pac wasn't legit. I can't get it. They got him on hold too long. That was like, look, all right. We did it was 10 minutes.
Roughly.
Everyone called up. No one fucking agrees with these rappers. Except for Dave. Let's get Dave. You'll be the last one, Dave.
We got to hear Dave.
I don't agree with them. I think the new rappers are trash, and I do like Tupac and Biggie and all those guys. But I do think Pac was maybe like one of the first Rick Ross type fake, like imitating gangster rap. And here's what I base it on. There was a documentary on Tupac that came out a while ago, and he went to a performing arts school to be like an actor. He was a backup dancer, and in that documentary, they interview like a 14-year-old Tupac. And there's nothing wrong with being gay, but if I showed you that video and didn't tell you who it was, you would think it was a gay 14-year-old kid.
Even if everything he says is true, it still doesn't stop. Like, yo, he went to performing arts high school. Okay, he wrote poetry. All right, he was a backup dancer. A lot of people used to fucking dance back in the day. It doesn't stop the bullets and the fucking prison time. Like, it doesn't stop that. It doesn't negate that.
No, I don't think getting shot equals being.
What else do you need? What else do you need? What else do you need? To compare him to Rick Ross is like, come on, man. Come on.
I mean, I think about
That's
just
a bit
like
of a stretch.
Even the messaging. His messaging is totally different. Like, he was name dropping presidents and senators. Like, he had like the feds watching him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even have to just be bullets and jail time. Like, when you're really trying to spark change, there's nothing bitch ass about that. I don't care if you're dancing, doing poetry at all. There's a lot of life lived after he left high school.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that everything you could say could be true, and I'm still not going to agree with what the fuck he just said.
Don't dance, y'all.
All right,
You'll
here's
be soft.
a little Pac song for you.